I'm 17 and I'm British.
I'm 17, white British and female.
I'm 16, 17 and 16. And ethnicity, is that white British?
Yeah.
I probably would have enjoyed it more had I not been involved in making it, but on the whole I was really pleased with the final product. I thought it came across as really professional and I enjoyed the overall effect.
Because it was quite, when you could hear all the footprints and stuff, it was making it really like tension and making it like there was suspense building up and you wanted to know what the person was going to say at the end of it.
Yeah, I liked like the handheld camera sort of bits, the way that it kind of made you feel scared because you knew that there was someone behind the girl, but you knew who it was, but you were still scared about what was going to happen.
I like the fact it wasn't all in like, it wasn't all like, even though it was there's 3 people in it, because it was like set in like a place where there was more people, it made it seem like real life kind of rather than like just like it had been shot for like a media thing.
I liked the soundtrack, like the piano. That was really, it made it really sinister, which I liked.
Not sure, maybe not a thriller because it wasn't like really scary, but like
Sort of
it's drama.
Yeah, drama.
Yeah.
Thriller because of the chase sequence and the dark aspects.
It was more
kind of like Whitechapel.
Yeah, it was more like a TV sort of drama rather than like a proper film.
Yeah. I thought it was clear, like the way, I mean at the start of it, the boy was sort of lower than the girl because of age, where the girl thought that he looked younger, but then after it was clear that the boy was domineering. Yeah.
And like when the camera angles, because it was like looking down on, no, it was looking up at him, so it made him seem like powerful, and it was looking down on the girl, make her seem less powerful.
It was quite balanced actually because initially it was my character was in charge, and then at the end the male character takes over the power.
Did you find your conclusions of the gender representations to be stereotypical?
Yeah, quite.
From other films as well, like similar.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, like the pavement and the alleyway. Wait, is that what's it in?
Yeah.
Yeah, like the alleyway was obviously stereotypical of like scary.
Yeah, it was like building up suspense. It was like, you know, it's kind of like if you've seen it in other things. So it's kind of like when you went back into it, you kind of knew it was going to be something like spooky.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I could see, especially the part at the beginning, you could tell that was the sort of thing that would happen to people like kind of around 18 who might look a bit younger and they might be annoyed, and then they wouldn't necessarily go as far as to follow the person home. So that made it a bit less realistic, but made it more exciting, because if it had just been like, okay, it's fine, it would have been like, what's the point?
Yeah, I agree.
Well, it starts off in a realistic setting, and so it's quite a credible storyline, but then it takes a sudden turn and it becomes a bit more, I don't know, I'm not used to it in real life, so I can't really relate to it, but I suppose it does come across as quite realistic.
The different locations
Yeah.
helped, because obviously if it was just all filmed in one place and you'd think that it was just cheap. But I like the way, you know, each scene was somewhere else.
Yeah, it did come across as quite professional. On the whole, there was a good range of camera shots, and like the finishing with the title sequence and the ending was quite good.
And there was like a different range of camera shots. which made it seem more like someone like you properly tried to make it look really good, rather than it being like just a straight kind of the same shot every single time.
Does the girl, well, obviously something happens to her, but
Yeah.
I don't know, because I sort of assume the worst.
Yeah, same.
I'm
I don't know
thinking
whether
that she got raped,
murdered
but I
or,
don't know.
yeah. Because he was like, you can
It's kind
wait.
of scarier that way, that you don't know.
Yeah.
The narrative was quite clear, but the ending was left ambiguous. So
Do you think this was done on purpose?
yeah, I think it was a good effect to add on to the end.
Do you think it was better to leave the ending ambiguous than to give a clear-cut ending?
Because it meant that you were drawn into it and you came to your own conclusions.
Because it lets your mind sort of go off with it and think like, oh,
Like
wait.
a cliffhanger.
Mm.
Like you would kind of, if you made another one, you'd find out what happened next.
Mm-hmm.
But it's good because you're not going to know.
Ambiguity of the ending means that the viewer can make their own conclusions of the ending, because there's more possibilities and it turns out a bit more horrific because it's left open. And so I think that was a very good technique used by the director.
The piano definitely made it seem kind of more like spooky.
Yeah, like the high notes.
Yeah.
Really.
And the fact that it repeated made it kind of like building up, because when it came to the end you thought something was going to happen, but then it went on again, so then you were kind of like, oh, what's going to happen
Waiting on
next?
edge. Something to happen.
Yeah.
I think it was quite good and it fitted quite well with the sequence of events that happened. And it was very well chosen and put together.
When the sort of camera sort of bashed into the bush,
Oh, that
I
was
kind of
good,
thought
yeah.
that something was going to happen.
Yeah.
And obviously the footsteps, they were, you know, it kind of made it a bit more sinister, like as the girl was walking,
Yeah.
she could hear footsteps behind her. Yeah, I'm easily moved by films. Like,
I know,
It
I felt for the girl.
yeah, no, I was
My heart
like
goes
really
out to her.
scared. I didn't want anything to happen.
Mm.
Not particularly.
I want to know what happened to her. They have to make a sequel.
Yeah. Yeah, when she was walking out of the pub and it was sort of tilted but to her feet, and then you saw her walking on and then you saw the guy behind. That was really good.
Oh, I found it all very good. There was a lot of different shots, such as from each character's point of view, and also the just general shots from, and you can see both of them, like when they're walking and you can see just the legs. That was quite good. It all came across quite sophisticated and well put together.
Some shots where it's like out of focus in the background, like there was a pull focus in it, so it kind of made it seem a bit more like higher budget, made it more like interesting.
Mm-hmm. The links between
it was cut less.
the sound, like the track, like the links were like it was really clear cut. So as soon as it finished, it just like immediately started.
Yeah, it could have like maybe flowed into each other a bit better.
Yeah.
The camera needs to have the shape removed, whatever that was doing to it. And also, the lighting in some places wasn't that good. That could be improved.
But also that kind of made it a bit like build up the tension a bit more, so it kind of
helped
worked as well, yeah. And also if like some of the things when it cut from one person to the other, like it was one person speaking, it was quite like juddery. It was kind of like one person. Yeah.
For like a second and then came back.
But yeah, it was very good.